and welcome to Olsem Wanem. In this episode, we take you to Lagui Village, Salamaua, Morobe Province, as we see the impacts of climate change. We also look at the civil registry response to the one husband and one wife marriage registry in 2015. And we also visit the RSPCA as they address animal needs. But to start off with, we take you to the nature park here in Port Moresby. Our country has one of the world's rare species of animals as well as plants. We have to take care of our animals and the environment as a whole. Preserving the environment is important because humans depend upon the natural environment. Many of our plants and animals are at risk of becoming extinct. The most serious consequence is the loss of the ecosystem.
Conservation itself, in a bigger picture, involves everybody. For you and me, at a smaller level, we would start to first of all understand what we have before we lose it. So we have to understand what are unique to our country, and what is diverse. And you'll find the three of the things which Port Moresby Nature Park tries to emphasize are our flora, fauna, and our culture. Those are the unique and diverse things that we have in our country. So first of all, we have to understand them, know them, and appreciate them. So it helps us to conserve them in a smaller way, like not to kill them, not to buy them off street, not to without allowing big companies to come in and log out our trees. But we don't. In the end, we affect our animal species and birds and different plants and all that. So it's very important to first of all appreciate and understand what we have.
Our friends at Nature Park showed us some of the rare species of animals, and one of them is the Huon tree kangaroo. This Huon tree kangaroo has a sad story. It is one of the few threatened species in the country because of its adaptation. The female tree kangaroo can only reproduce 4 years after her first reproduction.
Huon tree kangaroo is endemic to the mountain ranges of Morobe in the Huon Peninsula, along the Sarawak mountain range. And this particular species here is endangered. Not most of our animal species in Papua New Guinea are threatened, but this is one that's endangered. One reason or two reasons because of these particular marsupials here. They have a very unique way of reproducing. The females tend to give birth every after 4 years or so. So with an animal with that kind of reproductive system, you find that it applies a threat to their population.
Another famous friend we've visited in the park is the famous olive python.
And we have this snake, it's very common here in PNG and the northern part of Australia. Okay, so you will not find this snake up in the highlands, only on the coast. And as I've said earlier on, this is not a venomous snake. Okay, it's not venomous. So when you see this snake in the wild, do not be scared, do not run away. Okay, it will not kill you. But okay, you just try not to disturb the snake when you come across it in the wild.
Another unique species of birds is the blue-eyed cockatoo. It is only found in New Britain Islands of Papua New Guinea. There has been reports of people smuggling this bird out of the country because of its friendly behavior. Our country has some of the world's most diverse and unique birds, like the blue-eyed cockatoo and the famous bird of paradise.
doing so, we try to discourage people from buying animals that are sold on the streets. When you start buying animals, you are encouraging the villagers to go into the bush or into the forest, and they bring out animals, in which here at Nature Park we believe that the animals, they are in the wild, they are happier than here in the park. So to the viewers out there, please, if you see an animal, please don't buy animals that are sold on the streets, to discourage people from taking them from the natural habitat to the streets and sell them.
Our natural environment is the source of our wealth and health. Another native plant that we have is the orchid. The beautiful flower that comes in different colors and types is found all across the country.
It is very, very important for them to grow in the next to the house, or they have to make the little nursery to grow, because orchid brings very good flower for the cut flower, especially because we have a horticulture thing that is growing very, very wide, and unemployed women, they try to sell the orchids. So orchid flower from the florist, they like the orchid flower to go along with the arrangement. So they like to use orchid flowers for the arrangement. So I encourage them, women, to grow the orchids because they have very, very beautiful flowers.
These unique species of animals and plants are at risk of extinction if we as individual Papua New Guineans do not take ownership of our natural environment. Let's all work together to conserve our plants and animals. We have human rights, women's rights, children's rights, and guess what? We also have animal rights. Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals believes that all animals have the right to live their lives free from hunger and thirst, free from access to heat and cold, free from diseases, from pain and suffering, and freedom to move and behave normally. Compassion for animals is intimately connected with goodness of character, and it may be confidently asserted that he who is cruel to animals cannot be a good man. The Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals of PNG runs the veterinary clinic in Port Moresby to provide veterinary care and assistance to all animals. The clinic has boarding facilities for all animals and will assist with rehoming when owners are no longer able to take care of them.
We treat several diseases, several cases, and like parvo, diarrhea. Parvo is a viral infection, and then maybe diarrhea, worms, dehydration. From my experience, I think worms and parvo virus is the most common. This is where we treat.
The Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty is also known as RSPCA. RSPCA is a charitable organization committed to the welfare of all creatures, great and small. A group of dedicated workers go out to all schools and educate students on how and why animals should be treated with care. are very much part of us. They have been with our grandparents and they are still here today. So we should treat them equally important as humans. For all dog lovers, never give your puppy or dog cooked bones because cooked bones splinter and can cause serious injuries. Your dog should always have a bowl of clean water available.
Our animals make up our environment. They're part of our family. They're part of the world that we live in.
Schools are the best places for awareness to be carried because students can take the messages home and tell their friends and family members. In this way, the message has been passed on to others as well.
We run weekly school visits to primary schools within NCD, and what we do is we roll out 2 programs. So the first program we call One Talk Story, and this talks about responsible pet care and pet ownership. So what our team does is they go out with a puppet. He's sitting right behind me at the back. His name is One Talk, and they get the kids involved in that, and they demonstrate to the children and the teachers on how to take care of their animals. So what we talk about is the 5 basic freedoms for the animals. Basically, it's to make sure that you feed your dog or your cat, make sure they drink water, and that you provide a safe environment for them to live and grow in.
The vision of RSPCA is that all people in Papua New Guinea must value and respect animal care and protection. For more information, please do visit the RSPCA clinic to get your pet's treatment. The greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated. Children who are taught to care for animals will develop into adults who care for people. So by teaching children to care for animals, you will develop into responsible and caring adults. The battle against rising sea level in many Papua New Guinean coastal communities is one we will eventually lose. Edwin Fidelis visited Lagoi village in the Morobe province and has this report.
Lagoi village sits on a strip just below the edge of Yuan Plateau in the Yuan district of Morobe province. It's a little landmass that stretches out into the open sea. But the village of more than 500 men, women and children is facing a serious problem. Here you can see the severity of the problem. The sea is slowly cutting their village in half. Every day the men and women worry about the future of their children. They worry about their food and water source. And they worry about their ancestral land that has been their home for generations.
Sawara sa group na kamanta bisa kam antapea mi plus sa stop Olsem taso. Mi pena sa mu sleep mi pena so sleepem. All pikini mi plus sa puti mo sleep na all bipla man mi pla lighting all bipla lights na light mi plus sa stop overnight lo puti washer sawara slow down or kamo kita west na ba mi pla run away tok sa ba kisimo kita mana run away.
The impact of climate change is one that is real for the people of Lagoi. They know their village will soon go under, and their daily battle against the rising sea level is one that they know they can't overcome.
Especially EMSA come up with July and August, but July not too much, but August mostly bad weather where people are facing this kind long place time people looking big plus solwara. So big plus solwara will come time, big plus winds will come. I'm making big pla disable me pla time me pla stable here.
Like Lagui village, it is a part of many other coastal communities all over Papua New Guinea that are facing similar problem. In recent years, more concerns have been centered around plans and strategies to address the issue of climate change and its impact on the lives of the ordinary people.
Heavy blown climate change, long saltwater go on top, and by affecting, especially all money stop long close to the Nambis, not along all islands. Saltwater by come inside, by bagarapim all kai blongol, because all kai only planim all no tolerant long saltwater, long salt. You can bagarapim all house, all roads, all bridges supposedly walking.
With the sea level rising every year and the lack of meaningful actions from the government, many villages along the coastlines like Lagui will be displaced by the continuous nature's onslaught. Local and internationally based humanitarian organizations with the knowledge that rising sea level is beyond the control of humankind, they are only providing short-term measures to prepare people in an event of climate change-related disasters.
So when you look in terms of the erosion that is happening, the coastal erosion, I don't see this community being there in the next 5 to 10 years with the way the erosion, the coast area is being eroded. Because the village used to be within the sea, but now it's already at the periphery to the other side of the sea, which means that this village will be no more soon.
All this might seem like a game, but it is serious business. It is a drill taught to the people of Laugoi village by the International Organization for Migration and international NGO. The drill is part of the program carried out by the organization that seeks to educate people on risk management skills.
This program is funded by the USAID, and it is community-based disaster risk management, building community resilience in Papua New Guinea. We work with communities that are affected by disaster and try to work with those communities in terms of disaster risk management, do hazard mapping, capacity mapping, and also train communities to do drills for emergency evacuation and emergency response, to say how are they going to react, what are the early warning systems that are available in the community.
The program has been carried out on various coastal villages in the Morobe province. The much talk about government strategies and plans to address climate change impacts appears to be so far from reality in many coastal communities. The talk about reforestation, reducing carbon emission and building seawalls is at the mercy of nature.
All sample land long below Yumi, particularly along all islands and coastal areas, only try to stop him saltwater long movie come inside long place long all, only walk him seawall.
Look, Lomilo, next 5 years meeting Olsem. Me pla by no stop here because he got some kind sign come up Olsem, water been broken, place finish now he got all gaps and stuff.
In recent years, many coastal communities all over the country are facing land shortages as much of the land have been taken up by sea. In the next 5 years, or perhaps less than that, the people in many coastal villages will be relocated. Much of their relocations are not certain. Relocating people would mean negotiating with other landowners who, for the most, may not be willing to give up their land.
Problem long also relocation long all man, most of it okay. If we got problem long, you must get money, working infrastructure where all money is settling all.
The ongoing fight against rising sea level is one that we will eventually lose. Laugoi village only gives a tiny snapshot of the much bigger problem that is happening in other coastal communities in the Pacific region and the rest of the world.
And that's all we have for this episode. Thank you to everyone who has participated in this show. And a reminder that if you have any comments or stories you would like to share, please contact us via the address on your screen or visit us on our Facebook page. For now, enjoy the rest of your viewing.